but then there's also the issue that a lot of people have careers and they're trying to wait. Okay, so
Sure.
if you're a woman,
Yeah.
and you're in your 30s and you've decided
Gross.
you want to have
I'm
a
kidding.
family and you're 35, 36,
Yeah.
as you get older, the odds of you getting pregnant drop pretty radically.
Well, but this is part of the problem in Western societies is we've told women that being a mother is not as fulfilling as working in a Fortune 500 company.
Right.
And I don't know any women that are mothers that regret it or are unhappy. Most of the happiest people I know are women with children.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah, they're very happy if that's what they want. And if they're very miserable if that's not what they want.
I'm not saying they all should have children, but there's a lot of people, when you meet a young couple with children, I've never met happier people personally than that.
No, that's true. As long as they're getting along and as long as the woman actually wanted to have children.
Yes.
But there's a lot of women that are like, there's this lady that I knew back in California that it was really sad. She was like super career oriented, and she had a child that was friends with my child, and she was never home. I mean, she would get home at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
She worked in high profile business.
Yeah.
And was there all day long. And when she came home, she was exhausted and short tempered, and it was not good. Like, it was not good, and the kid was miserable.
And the kid was upset.
Yeah, but it was a lady that tried to have a kid later in life.
Right.
She was a career woman, and she had, like I said, high-profile job, very important job, and the kid was a distraction.
I'm not saying that women aren't capable of having jobs, or there's many women that are amazing in the corporate world, but I am saying that, like, when you completely, center a culture around ideas outside of family, career, money, status, and you build a structure around all of those other things, and you go, well, maybe we'll have one kid to have a bigger house, or maybe we'll have one kid to live in a better neighborhood. And you start going, well, wait a minute. What is the purpose of this? And a lot of that seems to be somewhat by design. And then other cultures come in that do value family and having lots of children. Yeah. They are going to outnumber you pretty quickly. And their values will become the values of the larger society.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing that's going on, too, is that from the 60s, 70s, and then when I was a child, you could sustain a family on one income.
That's right.
Today, that's virtually impossible. If you're making $50,000 a year, $60,000, it's really hard. It's really hard to get by.
Yeah.
And if you have a wife and a family, and you have bills and a car and maybe
terrible.
2 cars, it's fucking rough.
Yeah.
And Dave Smith talked about that.
Yeah.
Thank the people who brought us into wars that cost trillions of fucking dollars.
Well, not only that, I was talking to my aunt about immigration, who I like, and she, was basically going, I said, I think you also have to pause legal immigration for a minute. And she goes, well, then who's going to be your doctor? Because she has an Indian doctor.
Oh, boy.
And I said, well, wait a minute.
Hilarious.
I said, hold on.
That's hilarious.
That's what she said. She goes, well, who's going to be your doctor? She's a boomer aunt sitting at my house in Southampton, going, well, who's going to be your doctor?